This episode of Off the Script is brought to you by the Battle for Wall Street. Battle for Wall Street will take users on an unpredictable adventure as they try their luck at becoming the next Titan of Wall Street. A life simulation game, players will start their own virtual firm, which requires everything from constructing the trading floors and purchasing the coffee to hiring and managing the day traders. If you guys are interested in downloading, it is now available for your Android and Apple devices through Google Play and iTunes. Once again, that is the Battle for Wall Street, available now on your Android and Apple devices. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and welcome to episode number 78, part number 1 of WWE Off The Script, where I always say it is the number 1 fucking source for everything WWE right here on YouTube.com, man. It is going to be a big fucking week. It is going to be a huge week, not only for us wrestling fans, but for this channel, man. We're nearing 30,000 subscribers. I'm recording this on Wednesday, man, so by the time Friday rolls around, I might already be at 30,000. I don't fucking know. But in advance, thank you guys, man. Leading into Summerslam, it's only going to get better and better. And I got a lot of news and speculation surrounding Summerslam, man. About the main event, John Cena and Seth Rollins, title for title in Brooklyn, New York, on August 23rd, man. Before I get into all that news, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, follow me all over social media to keep up to date on SummerSlam and everything happening next week right here on this channel, alright? Let's get into it, guys. Now, the main event is confirmed. Winner take all is confirmed for WWE SummerSlam. John Cena will defend his United States Championship against Seth Rollins and his WWE World Heavyweight Championship, man. Title for title, winner's gonna take everything, all the gold. Now, just because you currently can't see John Cena wrestle on WWE programming, that doesn't mean we don't have to wait much longer for his return. As seen on August 11th, WWE Tough Enough, Cena has officially agreed to put his United States Championship on the line against WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins in a title versus title match at SummerSlam on August 23rd from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. During the episode, Cena sat down with Tough Enough host Chris Jericho to discuss his current injury status. As previously reported, Cena suffered a severely fractured nose at the hands or knee of Seth Rollins during the United States Championship match on the July 27th edition of Monday Night Raw. Cena has been off WWE programming ever since, which has been met with much pleasure by the Architect. During the August 3rd edition of Monday Night Raw, Rollins challenged Cena to a winner-take-all title versus title match at SummerSlam, and we had yet to hear Cena's response until now. Cena told Jericho and the WWE Universe on Tough Enough that he would be ready to go for the winner-take-all match. Jericho then asked if he accepts Rollins' challenge, causing Cena to respond in a Daniel Bryan style, yes. Cena also stated that Triple H wouldn't make a good odds maker if he truly thought that he was only 50-50 for SummerSlam. If you guys recall, on Monday Night Raw, Triple H came out in the opening segment and deemed John Cena only 50-50 to show up at SummerSlam. It finally seems that on August 23rd at SummerSlam, the champs are going to be here. Also, listen to this, man. This is fucking absolutely ridiculous that WWE has done something like this. I'm sure it's going to make a lot of you guys happy. WWEshop.com has added new merchandise for the United States Champion John Cena that appears to spoil the outcome of his upcoming WWE Championship match against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. The new orange and green apparel features Never Give Up and a cartoon Cena on the front with You Can't See Me and 15 times listed on the back. The 15 times is, of course, in reference to Cena's 15 world title reigns. WWE launching a whole new line of 15X authentic merchandise for Cena just a week before next weekend's pay-per-view indicates that Cena will not be securing his record-tying 16th title reign at SummerSlam. Now, I reported that this feud is going to go on for several months. It could lead into Night of Champions. It could eventually end at Hell in a Cell in October, okay? We don't know. But according to this, WWE seems to have fucked up. Why would they get shirts printed and start advertising and mass producing these shirts if they did not already have the outcome decided? And I read several other reports saying that WWE has secured their outcomes and the final card completely, winners and everything, for SummerSlam. So Seth Rollins may be walking out of Brooklyn with the world title. Now, my opinion on this, I don't think WWE is going to go back on this. I really don't think it would be wise as a business move to go out and make these t-shirts and then pretty much just scrap everything. And on top of that, I honestly think Kane is going to interfere in the Rollins-Cena match at SummerSlam. I think it's going to be a fucking circus to close that match. We know it's not going to be the main event, so WWE can probably get away with having some kind of chaotic situation occur at SummerSlam. Kane, you can have J&J Security, the Authority's going to get involved. It's going to be a fucking mess. It's going to be one of those cheesy booking WWE moments, man. Then this will lead into Night of Champions, because we all know WWE is going to have, or need, I should say, a big main event for Night of Champions. Now, there was rumors going around that if Cena was not ready, that WWE already had plans for a backup. Now listen to this. There was a very strong possibility that the title versus title match wouldn't even take place at SummerSlam. Last week on Monday Night Raw, WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins challenged United States Champion John Cena to put both of their belts on the line at the pay-per-view, although Cena has yet to accept publicly at that point. He's currently on the shelf after surgery with a broken nose, but then he came on tough enough, like I just reported, and said that he will be at SummerSlam on August 23rd to defend the United States Championship. Now, Triple H mentioned that he was 50-50. WWE didn't know what to think. WWE didn't know what to do. But if Cena couldn't compete, WWE was reportedly going to have the option and book a triple threat match between Rollins, Orton, and Sheamus instead. That is courtesy of Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio Show. Sheamus cost Orton his chance at the championship on Monday Night Raw, with the Viper striking back as the Celtic Warrior was set to cash in his briefcase. If Cena was cleared to wrestle, okay, which he is, WWE will have resorted back to their original plans of Cena facing Rollins and Orton taking on Sheamus. Now that Cena has publicly come out and stated that he will be at SummerSlam, Orton more than likely will take on Sheamus in a rematch, which could end up being a gimmick match at SummerSlam. Orton pinned Sheamus cleanly last month at WWE Battleground, okay? I'll go over all the SummerSlam card with my preview and predictions very, very soon. If I don't have enough news and rumors for Sunday, I think I'll save that video for Sunday. I know I'm going to be doing the WWE 2K15 match simulations for SummerSlam 2015, giving you guys my commentary, my thoughts and opinions on all the matches and the feuds. Look forward to that next week. I'm going to be doing a big SummerSlam I got a whole SummerSlam plan lined up. I'm going to be doing the simulations. I'm going to be doing a top 10 my favorite matches of SummerSlam history. And I'm going to try and get to work with Joe Cronin on another podcast, another 2-hour podcast for you guys right here next week. It's going to be big, guys. I will definitely let you all know what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, please Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. My profile is on private. Let me know who you are, man. Tweet me. Let me know who you are. Follow me so you can keep up to date on all the big SummerSlam happenings that will be taking place right here on my channel, man. It's going to be huge, and I want you guys to be a part of it. But as for Cena and Rollins, it's now official, okay? WWE seemed to have fucked up. WWEshop.com fucked up, made new Cena merchandise with the 15-time world champion on the back. So right now, John Cena looks like he's not walking out of the Barclays Center with the world title. This, of course, can change, man. I really don't know how desperate WWE is. I don't know who made this mistake, but this is a big boneheaded mistake, man. I don't see WWE going back on all these t-shirts and changing that around. You know, they might have pre-orders already. We don't know, man. You know, this could be an easy fix. This could not be an easy fix. I really don't know. So, take that with a grain of salt. All right? When we come to SummerSlam and you realize what happened, just remember where you heard the news, man. Right here on Off the Script. But like I said, this is going to lead into Night of Champions. This will probably lead into Hell in a Cell. It's got the makings of WWE beautifully fucking transitioning this feud. 3 pay-per-views. You got Night of Champions. It could probably be a gimmick match. And then you're going to put them both in a Hell in a Cell to keep the Canes and the authorities and the J&J securities out of the fucking cage. Meanwhile, we all know that the Hell in a Cell is watered down. Never keeps anybody out. Someone always finds themselves back in the cage when this, you know, the cell is supposed to keep all parties on the outside. Typical WWE bullshit. Typical WWE garbage. I'm anticipating that to happen. And like I said, if you realize that that's what's going on, you heard it right here from JD's mouth. But that's the news on John Cena, Seth Rollins, SummerSlam, winner take all confirmed. WWEshop.com fucked up with possibly spoiling the outcome of SummerSlam in Brooklyn. All right. Now, speaking of Brooklyn, WWE COO Triple H took the NXT brand and has molded it into something that is must-see, okay? WWE has made NXT the #1 independent promotion under their banner in the United States. TNA, Ring of Honor, can't even compete, man. NXT is the place to be. NXT is the place all wrestlers want to be, period, all right? So, Triple H took the NXT brand and moved it from the confines of Full Sail University to an arena like the Barclays Center. Big risk, big move, okay? That decision appears to have paid off in a huge way for Triple H. Recently, he announced on his official Twitter account that the upcoming NXT TakeOver Brooklyn event has officially sold out completely of tickets. Dave Meltzer of PWInsider.com originally reported that the plan for the big event was to configure the building to 6,000 seats. However, with the enormous demand for tickets, WWE decided to open up the entire Barclays Center instead, and they sold out the house for NXT Brooklyn, man. How fucking awesome is that going to be on the WWE Network, man? This event is going to be the biggest in NXT history. That only means good things, man. If those young men and women down in NXT are going to be performing in front of the largest crowd they probably ever seen and performed in front of in their entire lives, can you imagine the A-games that are going to be brought on that night? Can you imagine what the Finn Balor's are going to do? Can you imagine what the Kevin Owens are going to do? Can you imagine what Sasha Banks and Bayley are going to do? Can you imagine what Tyler Breeze and Jushin Thunder Liger are going to do, man? They're going to tear the house down. Samoa Joe in front of 14,000 people against Baron Corbin, man. It is going to be fucking awesome. But right now the matches include, you got 3 championships, Balor and Owens in a ladder match, man. Going to tear the fucking house down. And I got big news on Kevin Owens. Again, all correlating with Kevin Dunn. Expect another rant this weekend on Off the Script. Again, Kevin Dunn and Kevin Owens have been brought up in conversation. And if you guys recall, on Monday Night Raw, where Randy Orton comes out in the opening segment with a microphone, and the first thing that he utters out of his mouth is a knock on Kevin Owens' weight. If you guys remember that, leave me a comment down below. I have a news story that you're not going to want to miss this weekend on Off the Script regarding that one line that Randy Orton uttered on Monday Night Raw. It is fucking sickening, okay? Kevin Dunn is a fucking asshole and should be excommunicated and exiled from WWE, man. I got a lot of news on that, so don't go anywhere this weekend. Balor Owens, ladder match, NXT Championship. Women's Championship, Sasha Banks versus Bayley. That is going to be a great match. I expect Bayley to walk out and be the new reigning diva down in NXT, man. Excuse me, I use the word diva, man. Women's wrestler. The reigning women's champion, I should say, Bayley, down in NXT, man. Sasha Banks now is going to be working full-time for the main roster. NXT Championship, Blake and Murphy versus the Vaudevillains. One of my favorite tag teams down there. Should be a great match. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Tyler Breeze, man. Going to tear the fucking house down. Rumored right now, but not confirmed. Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin. And then you got Apollo Crews making his NXT debut as well on TakeOver Brooklyn, man. Going to be a great show. That is going to air live on the network August 22nd on the WWE Network. Like I said, one night before SummerSlam. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. We always know that Brock Lesnar is physical in the ring. I always fear that Brock Lesnar is going to critically injure somebody in the ring every time he gets into a WWE ring. And long before he pursued a career in MMA, ultimately returning to the WWE, he was always, he was a pro wrestler. He's got all these accolades and etc., etc. He can go a bit overboard at times. We know this, okay? That's at least how one WWE legend sees things. Anyway, during a recent appearance on the Last Round podcast, never heard of it, Hacksaw Jim Duggan discussed Lesnar's style. This is coming from good old Hacksaw. All right? Jim Duggan discussed Lesnar's style, saying how working with the former UFC heavyweight champion in a match can be a danger to one's health. You know the guy, presumably The Undertaker, he does a lot of high-risk moves for an older man. Out there taking and working with Brock Lesnar is dangerous because Lesnar doesn't seem to care about his partner. I already disagree, man. Lesnar and Undertaker, Mark Calloway, I read and I heard through various outlets that they are very, very good friends, okay? I don't think Lesnar would go out there and in any way harm The Undertaker, okay, without caring for his partner, I should say, in the ring. I don't see that happening. I think what happened at WrestleMania when he did suffer the concussion at 30 was a fluke, okay? It was something that just happened. Undertaker was there, and just something went wrong, man. It was just a fluke, okay? I didn't think Brock Lesnar went out there and said, you know what, I'm going to fucking concuss The Undertaker. I'm going to fucking ruin this man's career, etc., etc. Yes, we all know Brock Lesnar can be a little bit stiff at times, but he pretty much has to, man. He's in the business where he has to. You can't fucking pussyfoot around with Brock Lesnar. He has to be dominant. He has to be physical. He has to throw people around in the ring, man. Otherwise, it's not going to be believable. He's not going to be living up to that character that he's playing. And he's playing himself. Brock Lesnar has to be an unadulterated fucking killing machine every time he goes out there, man. And everyone that steps in the ring with him has to understand that and accept that. Listen, you're in the big leagues, bro. You're in the big leagues. You're in the ring in a main event for the world title against Brock Lesnar. It doesn't get any bigger than that in WWE or in professional wrestling at this moment, man. Everybody would love to be standing across the ring from Brock Lesnar, no matter how physical or dangerous he could be in that situation, man. Everybody. So, I don't understand where Duggan's coming from, man. Yes, we know he can be physical, but that's pretty much a given. He has to be that. He has to be that. So Duggan says Brock doesn't seem to care about his partner in the ring. It's easy to hurt people. If I give you my body, then you gotta take care of me. Some guys don't give a darn, and Brock doesn't give a darn. He'll just throw people around. Steiner's used to be like that. Rick and Scott. The host replied by saying, I think the politically correct way to say it is, they don't know their own strengths. And then Duggan's like, no. They take advantage of people, Duggan responded. They take advantage of people. When you get another hard nose out there, they seem to loosen up real quick. Lesnar and Undertaker will go one-on-one in the main event of SummerSlam 2015 on August 23rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Now, the one reason why I came on here and week after week for several weeks, I commended Roman Reigns, man. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Tore the house down at WrestleMania. 20 minutes of fucking just an all-out brawl, man. Roman Reigns stood up to Brock Lesnar, man. He knew what was happening when it was happening. He knew where he was. He knew what was surrounding him, man. 90,000 people at WrestleMania 31 in the main event. You put up or shut up, man. Nobody's going to complain about, oh, listen, Brock Lesnar's too stiff, man. He's got to go easy on me. Fuck that. You're standing in the ring with Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania for the world title. Give me all you got, man. And that's exactly what Lesnar did, man. He didn't fucking lighten up, not once, on Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns, the reason why I respect Roman Reigns now more than I did, before the Royal Rumble is because of what happened in that match. And Roman Reigns seems to be getting better. Roman Reigns seems to be getting better, man. Week by week, slowly, seems to be getting better. Now, he may be floating around in the middle of nowhere in the mid-card, but I think right now he's in a good spot to where he can be completely utilized, okay, with Dean Ambrose. He seems to always work well with Dean Ambrose. But that's the reason why I gain respect for Roman Reigns, man. Roman Reigns took a fucking beating. He got his ass kicked. And Brock Lesnar got his ass kicked just as much, man. Fucking hard way busted open on that ring post. Blood everywhere. Until Seth Rollins cashed in. And now cashed in to become the new World Heavyweight Champion, which we still have to this very day, man. Fucking awesome. That's exactly what needs to happen, man. You should know what you're going to get yourself into when you step in the ring with Brock Lesnar, or you request to work with Brock Lesnar, or if you put in a program with Brock Lesnar, man. Duggan, I don't know what the fuck his problem is. He's working for Global Force Wrestling and Jeff Jarrett. He may be going a little nutty. I don't know, man. Lesnar, yes, he can be dangerous, but like I said, you got to anticipate him being dangerous. He has to work stiff. He's got to live up to that Brock Lesnar mentality, man. You can't go out there and fucking float around the ring like a fucking pussy. Lesnar has to do what he does, and he has to fucking be brutal. Simple. Simple as that, all right? I'll be right back after this, guys. I got a news story on Ronda Rousey, and I got news on Stephen Amell. I don't know how to pronounce his name, man, from the fucking Arrow. All right, he was on Monday Night Raw getting into a little riffraff with Stardust, Neville, and Wade Barrett. I got news on that and what's going on with their match at SummerSlam. So stay tuned, guys. I got those two final stories before I end part one of Off the Script. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. You guys have been asking for it, man. And finally, I have delivered. Courtesy of ProWrestlingTees.com, you can now own the official WWE Off The Script t-shirt. And to get yours today, all you got to do is simply go to www.ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript, and you now can represent the number one fucking source for all WWE right here on YouTube.com. www.ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script, and remember, hashtag fuck those other guys, man. Alright, guys, rounding off part one of Off the Script this weekend. I got a news story on Ronda Rousey. UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Ronda Rousey continues to tease wrestling fans with her possibly coming to World Wrestling Entertainment during a recent AMA Ask Me Anything on Reddit. Rousey mentioned that she'd consider joining the company once her MMA career came to an end. The question that was asked, would you ever consider entering WWE after you retire? Rousey says, definitely. I love being in WrestleMania, and we'll find a way to get back in the squared circle. I just have no clue when. And any real wrestling fan would want to be surprised anyway. Rousey, who's 28, is coming off an impressive TKO victory over Beth Correa, which she dedicated to the late Rowdy Roddy Piper, who was laid to rest this week. Rest in peace, Hot Rod. At UFC 190 in Brazil, with a dream fight with Chris Cyborg Justino rumored to be on the horizon. She appeared at WrestleMania 31 at Levi Stadium earlier this year, emerging from the ringside seats to join The Rock, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon in the squared circle. In an interview with the MMA Hour back in May, Rousey claimed that she was going to find a way to make it back to the WWE in the future. Somehow, some way, someday, she says. I just have no clue when. I'm willing to find a way to get back there, Rousey said. I don't know how it would be possible in the foreseeable future. It's definitely not possible for a very, very long time. I have an extremely full schedule. Ronda Rousey will be in the WWE when all is said and done, when she runs through the entire UFC women's roster, when she fucking makes all the money she can possibly make in UFC, when her contract is done. Vince McMahon, Triple H, or Stephanie will sit her down. They will pay her even more money, and she will be the biggest women's athlete to ever step foot in the WWE women's division, man. Ever. It's going to be unbelievable, and Ronda Rousey will be in the WWE very, 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 very soon. We just don't know when, okay? Finally, guys, actor Stephen Amell. Don't know how to pronounce his name. If I am, I really don't give a shit. Famous for one of his roles as Oliver Queen on Arrow. Never even seen the show, nor do I care. Will be stepping inside the squared circle to compete in a match at WWE Summerslam on August 23rd. Again, I don't even care about the match. It was confirmed on Monday Night Raw that Amell would team with Neville to take on Stardust and King Barrett in a tag team match at the Barclays Center. Amell entered the ring on August 10th after Stardust shoved him as he stood ringside, spearing the Bizarre One to the mat before security got involved. In a backstage segment following a match between Neville and King Barrett, Amell and the man that gravity forgot, which I'll talk about in a second, confronted WWE COO Triple H, asking him for a match to take place at SummerSlam. Amell and Stardust have pretty much engaged in a Twitter feud for the past couple of months, with HollywoodLife.com originally reporting how the Canadian actor has agreed to train and inevitably fight at the pay-per-view. With the passing of his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the storyline with Amell was up in the air as Stardust, Cody Rhodes, grieved for his father's loss. That's no longer in question as the Green Arrow and Red Arrow will team at the biggest event of the summer. According to backstage reports, original plans saw The Miz teaming with Stardust against Neville and Amell at the August 23rd pay-per-view. Stardust has been feuding with Amell over the past few months, through various social media accounts. However, Stardust's absence following the death of his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, on June 11th, many believe that this match was no longer on the table. At that point, The Miz then took to Twitter, further antagonizing Amell, causing speculation that he would pick up the feud where Stardust left off. However, these original plans were scrapped due to the prolonging of The Miz's Intercontinental Championship feud with Ryback and The Big Show. Ryback had suffered a severe staph infection, putting him out of action several weeks. Due to Ryback's injury, WWE had to cancel the Triple Threat IC Championship match. Originally scheduled for Battleground on August 5th, WWE announced that this match would now be taking place at SummerSlam. God forbid, please hand me NyQuil right now. Since The Miz is no longer available to work this program, WWE chose King Barrett to take his place, as Barrett has feuded with Neville in the past. Jesus Christ, a lot of bullshit that nobody even gives a shit about, I'm sure, man. Amell, I don't care. I don't give a shit about this match. They've done nothing to make me even fucking care about this match. What do you think the outcome is going to be, man? Amell and Neville are going to win this match. They're going to be victorious at SummerSlam. I don't see a Hollywood actor, no matter how big he is, big or small, going into SummerSlam and losing. Okay? He's going to come out victorious. And the thing with Neville, man, one thing that with Neville is pissing me off. The same thing with Wade Barrett. I'm hearing that he's going to go back to the Bad News Barrett gimmick. I hope so, because King Barrett is nothing but a fucking flop. King of what? He won King of the Ring and you did nothing with it, man. What is he the king of? The king of fucking trash. The king of garbage. The king of losses. Wade Barrett has completely gone nowhere after winning King of the Ring, man. That's completely WWE Creative's fault. Shame on them, man. Shame on them. But with Neville, man, you know what Neville can do in the ring, man. You know the great match that he put on against Seth Rollins a couple of weeks back on Monday Night Raw for the WWE Championship. We all know what Neville is capable of, man. I feel that the WWE is really shoving this bullshit down our throats, man, with the fucking comic book fucking cutouts of Neville and the fucking the Titantron images of a cartoon Neville flying up in the air with a cape. He's not a fucking superhero, man. He's a fucking athlete. He's a fucking professional wrestler who has worked his way through the indies to get where he is right now, man. I doubt he wants to play a fucking superhero. Alright? They were going to give him a Mighty Mouse gimmick, and apparently those rumors are becoming true, man. He's not Mighty Mouse, but he's small in stature. I don't know what WWE or Vince McMahon in general, or Kevin Dunn, for that matter, think about Neville. You know? They might think he's too small. He looks like a dwarf. He's got big ears. He looks like he can star in Lord of the Rings alongside Legolas and shooting bow and arrows. I don't fucking know what they think, man. That's probably what they're thinking. But Neville, calm down with the fucking superhero shit, man. I want to see Neville come out like he did in NXT, man. He didn't do none of that shit in NXT. He came out as a fucking, how tall he is. What is he, 5'6", 5'7"? Comes out, kicks ass, gives you a 20-minute match that leaves you breathless, and then you go home. That's all I want. You can do the cape, you can do the fucking smoke and the pyro. The man that gravity forgot, yeah, man, he's a high flyer. Just build off that. You gotta make him to a fucking B-level comic book character, man. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Seriously. Calm it down. I know you're gonna fucking be all over this, the Green Arrow and the Red Arrow and the fucking comic books and Stardust and fucking all this other comic book bullshit. Calm it the fuck down, man. I don't like it. I think it's cheesy and it's fucking way, way overboard. Seriously, way overboard, man. Calm it down a bit. We all know Mel and Neville are going to win this match. They've done nothing to get me interested in this at all. I'll be watching for Neville and Neville only, man. I don't give a fuck about Stardust. I don't give a fuck about Wade Barrett. And I don't give a fuck about Stephen Amell or the Arrow or the fucking character he plays on the Arrow, man. I just don't care. So that's my rant on that. That's going to end off the script. Let me know what you guys think down below. Of all the top stories on part 1, there was a lot of it. So let me know what you guys think about the Cena Rollins situation and the WWE fuck-up with John Cena's merchandise potentially spoiling SummerSlam's WWE Championship match. I got news on part 2. Hulk Hogan has completely lost his fucking mind, man. After everything that he went through, he's still lobbying on Twitter to get to WrestleMania 32, man. Saying that he's still training and he will be at WrestleMania 32, man. I think this guy has legitimately lost his mind. I don't believe it. Hogan says he's going to be at WrestleMania 32. What is he saying? I'll fill you guys in on part 2. Dolph Ziggler got his fucking Twitter account hacked. I was there. He was tweeting Keemstar, saying that he was going to fucking give Keemstar something, man. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, man. I don't know, but he was tweeting Keemstar. I got all that news on part 2 as well. I got news on Roman Reigns in Canada being hit in the head with a fucking fake Money in the Bank briefcase from a fan in attendance. And I got news on Kevin Owens, man. WWE apparently still thinks Kevin Owens is overweight, and that was the reason for Randy Orton's comment on Monday Night Raw. You're not going to want to believe, you're not going to want to miss what I got to say about this. So join me in part 2, guys. Hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I want you to fucking red arrow that subscribe button, motherfucker, for the #1 source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. I'll be back with part 2 with more news and rumors on WWE, man. This is JD. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. And order a fucking t-shirt, for Christ's sakes, man. What the fuck you guys waiting for? ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script, man. I'm even fucking up the handle, man. Go get your fucking t-shirts. I'll see you guys on Saturday.